Hi, I'm Elena. I'm 29, and last month I finally bought the house I'd been dreaming of. I scrubbed every counter, strung up fairy lights, and simmered chili on the stove. Every chair was set, waiting for the people I called family, but no one showed. They all went to admire my sister's brand new car instead. At 5:41, I switched on the lights in my empty home. That's when my phone lit up with Dad's name. His voice was sharp, clipped. We need to talk. Now. I thought it would be about love or family, but it wasn't. It was about what they planned to take from me. I grew up in a house where money wore masks. Sometimes it was called love. Sometimes responsibility, duty, whatever word suited the day. When I was 14, Dad charged me for room and board, $100 a month from my grocery store paycheck. "It'll teach you the real world," he said. I handed him the cash like it was a fine I had to pay. At 16, I asked where the money went. Mom said, "Into the family." When I asked to see proof, Dad laughed. That laugh still echoes in my head. By then, I'd started keeping records. A little notebook at first, then a phone file. Every payment, every emergency, every dollar vanished into a fog. It wasn't about being petty. It was survival. It was how I kept the world real. Meanwhile, my younger sister Tessa grew up under a softer sky. I changed the oil in my first used car myself. When she got hers, Dad handed her keys to a brand new hatchback. "A young woman needs something safe," he said, and everyone clapped. When she dropped out of college, they called it vision. When she launched a candle business without paying taxes, they called it potential. When she became a content creator, I did the math. Ring lights, phone upgrades, studio setup. And when I refused to co-sign a lease or add a phone line, suddenly I wasn't family. I was stingy, cold, a ledger with legs. Mom's voice would turn glassy. "Don't be a ledger, Elena. We fed you. We clothed you. We did everything for you." Dad would stare out the window and deliver the verdict, "A real daughter provides." Love in my house wasn't measured in hugs or words. It was in transactions. The more I gave, the more they demanded. The less I existed outside their needs. I learned early not to expect applause. You do the right thing. You keep moving. And if you want something of your own, you sacrifice quietly. I thought buying a house would change that. I thought it meant they couldn't twist love to mean obligation. I was wrong. My housewarming didn't just feel empty. It was a setup for what came next. I started saving at 25, not pennies in a jar, but real saving. Overtime shifts, no vacations, roommates leaving dishes in the sink. I named my spreadsheet brick by brick. Every row was a small denial. Skip takeout, save $40. Skip a trip, save $300. Skip new shoes, save $80. I stacked sacrifices until they formed walls. 4 years later, I signed my name 15 times in a single afternoon. When the title officer slid the folder to me and called me homeowner, the word hit heavy, delicious, a knot loosening in my throat. I bought a small Craftsman, 2 bedrooms, a squeaky hallway, a fireplace with a crooked bluefish tile. A lemon tree clicked in the backyard wind. The porch swing came with the house, if I promised to sit there. For the first time, I had a door that locked for me. Not roommates, not parents, not Tessa. Mine. When I told my family, their smiles twisted. Mom said, "Make sure you have a guest room for Tessa." Dad said, "Add a garage so I can finally store my saw." Tessa asked, "Your kitchen has amazing light. Can I film there?" Still, I let myself celebrate. Cheap cider, paper cups, a photo with the sold sign. Housewarming Saturday, 5 p.m., chili and cornbread. I scrubbed, polished, rolled over scuffs, bought folding chairs, strapped a secondhand rug to my old Civic. 8 matching bowls, citronella candles smelling like lemon cleaner. Chili at 4 o'clock, cornbread at 4:20. 1 root beer chilled for Dad. He likes to pretend he's a kid. At 5:02, I checked the street. Empty. At 5:11, I lit the candles anyway. At 5:18, I texted ETA. Mom wrote soon. Dad didn't answer. Tessa sent a photo, sunglasses on, standing before a glossy red car. At 5:33, Another buzz. A video of Mom filming Tessa rev the engine. Laughter, applause. I stood in my spotless kitchen, chili bubbling like it was mocking me. I turned off the burner. At 5:41, I flipped on the living room lights. Perfectly staged, like a listing photo. Empty. I ate a bowl over the sink. Chili good. Silence louder. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. Just chewed, staring at the doorway where a draft slipped past new weather stripping. That night, the lemon tree dropped one fruit. The porch swing creaked. My phone lit up with Dad's name. We need to talk now. I knew that tone. Not congratulations. Logistics. What they thought they could take. I should have known then the housewarming wasn't just empty. It was the prelude to an ambush. They didn't call first. They came in a convoy like raiders. Dad's truck in front. Front of the house. Mom's SUV parked behind. Tessa in her glossy red car. Temporary tags crooked in the window. I peeked through the peephole. Mom pressed her lips tight, like she was ready to lecture. Tessa fussed with her hair in the visor mirror. Dad clutched a clipboard, of course he did. I opened the door before they could knock. Hey, I said flat. Mom blew an air kiss near my cheek. We'll bless the house after, she said. After what? I asked. Dad brushed past me, moving like he owned the place. Tessa filmed a pan for her story. Look, you guys, my sister's house. No one removed their shoes. No one noticed the crooked bluefish tile. No one asked about the lemon tree. Dad set the clipboard on my counter. Let's get down to it, he said. To what? I asked, though I already knew. He flipped a page. Printouts, headings, bullet points. His eyes glimmered like this was a long-planned mission. First item, your sister's insurance is predatory, so we're moving her registration to your address. She'll park here sometimes. No, I said. He blinked. Excuse me. No registration at my address unless she lives here. Mom's voice softened, sweet and sticky. She'll be here all the time, she said. She needs a stable base. Tessa leaned on the counter, phone still rolling. It's not a big deal, she said. Victimless. It's not about crime, I said. It's about my name. Dad exhaled, like tolerating a stubborn child. You're being rigid. Next item. We need to get your father on the deed. You are my father, I snapped. He ignored me. For estate reasons, he said. So things are clean if anything happens to you. If anything happens to me? I said. My will is in my desk drawer. 2 witnesses signed it. No one goes on my deed. Mom's smile thinned, sharp as a knife. We're protecting you, she said. You don't understand how the world works. I understand perfectly, I replied. Dad flipped another page. Fine. At least pull some cash out. Refinance, small equity line, $80,000. We'll help manage it. Tessa needs a down payment for a storefront. There it was. The reason they skipped my housewarming. Not to celebrate me. Not to bless my home. But to turn my house into leverage. I stared at the chilly, stained sink, the counter I'd scrubbed spotless. Suddenly, it wasn't my family standing there. It was creditors with the same last name. And that was the truth I didn't want to accept. They didn't see me as a daughter. They saw me as a bank. I kept my voice steady. No, I said again. No deed. No refinance. No registrations. None of it. Dad's eyebrows shot up, like I'd cursed in church. Mom's eyes glistened with rehearsed tears. Tessa's phone hovered, hungry for drama. Dad leaned forward, elbows on my counter. Be a good daughter, he said. Step up, provide. I laughed once sharp. You taught me to provide, I said. You charged me rent at 14. I stepped up. I saved. I did this on my own. This house is not a group project. The air tightened. That was the moment I was supposed to break. I didn't. Tessa jabbed a finger. You don't even use both bedrooms, she said. I could move in, help with content, pay you a little. How much? I asked. She blinked. Dad slapped the clipboard. Enough. Here's what's going to happen. We'll fix the deed. We'll refi. We'll register the car. You'll host Thanksgiving. You have the space. No, I said, calm and steady, each word a lock clicking shut. Mom's tears spilled. Why are you punishing us? She whispered. You're our daughter. We raised you. Family reallocates resources to the child in need. Your sister is launching. You're steady. You carry more than she will. I just settled here, I said. This house is my foundation. I won't let you dig it out. Dad's tone dropped low. You don't slam doors on blood. I'm not slamming, I said. I'm locking what I paid for. The silence cracked. Tessa sneered. You're lucky. You got a house. Some of us actually need help. I needed help too, I said. I just gave it to myself. Dad jabbed a finger. If you do this, don't come crying when you're alone. Mom added softly. And don't expect us to show up when you need something. I stared at the lemon on my counter, bright against the spotless surface. I wanted to throw it. I didn't. Instead, I straightened my shoulders. House rules, I said. No registrations unless you live here. No keys handed out. No one on my deed. No loans for boutiques or saws. If Grandma needs medicine, I'll help her directly. Otherwise, this house is not your ATM. Dad barked a laugh, like the receipt was dirty. Yep, I said. A receipt. From now on, everything has won. Mom shook her head. You've changed. I've moved, I said. And this house moves with me. They left without another word. Tessa revved her car so loud it rattled the windows. The sound faded into the night, but the tremor in my chest stayed. I knew this wasn't the end. It was the start of the fallout. The door shut behind them, heavy as a verdict. I stood in the silence, heartbeat echoing. Within an hour, the family group chat exploded. Mom, your behavior today was unacceptable. Dad, ungrateful. Tessa, my sister is sabotaging me with DMV screenshots. Friends sent laughing emojis. A stranger sent a snake. I muted the chat, turned off my ringer, and got to work. I changed the locks, froze my credit, flagged my property records. I called the dealership. Yes, someone tried to use my address. No, it didn't go through. Paper trails keep reality real. Mom's voicemail swung between scolding and pleading. If you love me, call me. Dad sent refinance calculators captioned, be reasonable. Tessa posted, sometimes the people closest to you laugh when you drive. Drive anyway, I thought. But in the quiet of my house, I realized I wasn't alone. Grandma called late one night. Are you eating? She asked. Yes, I told her. She chuckled. Good girl. Don't let your mother guilt you with your walls. That was her version of I love you. On Sunday, while my parents held a family meeting, I grilled 2 burgers. I gave one to my neighbor, the woman who waved at me on moving day. She smiled. You're a good neighbor. That felt more real than any blessing ritual. A week later, I hosted another housewarming. Not for them. For me, my coworkers, basketball friends, my neighbor. We ate chili and cornbread, laughed on the squeaky porch swing. At 9:10, someone said, this place feels like you. And for the first time, I believed it. Family isn't ownership. Boundaries aren't betrayal. Freedom can sound like a locked door and laughter inside it. This house is mine. Finally, it's mine. If you've ever had to draw a line with family, you know how heavy and freeing that line can be. Have you faced something like this? Share your story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more real-life stories of boundaries, strength, and taking back your space.